Let's talk about how to grow your business through online search in a measurable way. My name is Egan Heath. I run a search engine optimization company. I'm also a certified Google AdWords partner. Where does business come from? So you know people in your network and you can do business with them. Once you have some business, your previous customers can become good referrals for future customers. You can also call strangers and ask them if they want to buy from you. And then we've got inbound. This is the opposite of a cold call. This is a warm lead. This is someone who's heard of you, they're interested in your products or services, and they might come buy from you. So how many people are searching online? How many do you think it is? Per day on Google, it's around 3.5 billion. How many were on mobile? Over half. Just recently crossed that threshold. And then what percent were for local information? So this is for local businesses, or information local to where someone's searching. About 20% on desktop. And then on mobile, and this makes sense, if you're going around town, you've got your iPhone, you've got your Android, you're looking for information around, where's food near me, where can I get a haircut nearby, things like that. Local search behavior, this is from a Google study a couple of years ago. So most customers search online for local information. I'm sure this number is higher now, and it's only going up. So when people search from desktop or from a tablet, a third of them set foot in store same day when they were looking for local information. So these people, they've got money, they're asking Google, where do they take it, where do they go with this business? On mobile, that was even higher. So from a smartphone, half the people searching for that local information set foot in store that same day. Here's the kicker. Almost 20%, 18% bought that same day. So they've got money, they're asking Google, where do I take it, where do I buy? Oh yeah, what about Bing? What percent of all searches do you think are happening here? As of a couple of years ago, and this fluctuates, it was about a fifth were Bing. A third are Bing and Yahoo. Part of Bing's algorithm is running through Yahoo. They're also serving ads there. So a third of the market is basically outside Google, and that's worth thinking about. YouTube is also a major search player. By some metrics, you're getting more searches on YouTube than we are in Bing, so it's worth thinking about that as well. Google obviously owns YouTube. Why does it matter to be on page one? It's because customer searches start right here. I'm looking for a men's haircut in Madison, Wisconsin, and this is good. I see my top results. Maybe I call a few of these, which one's close to me and which reviews look good, and I'm going there and I'm getting my haircut. I don't need to go to page two. That's why it matters for a business where they fall on this page. So picture this as the results page, the search engine results page, and then each spot you drop, you're losing half the potential clicks. Or think of it the other way. If you're lower down on the page, every time you climb a spot, you could be doubling the clicks you're getting to your website. Notice over half the clicks are in those top 3 spots. 2/3 are in the top 5 spots. So on a computer, this is probably above the fold. Anything where I have to scroll, I'm not really seeing it. Under 5% of clicks for the rest of the ones on page 1, and then page 2, under 5% all the way. So what we're really looking at, when I look at men's haircut Madison, Wisconsin, this is where I'm looking to look at these top ones. So people are searching local every single day. They only click the top results, and then they buy. We know that they buy. Google found that from mobile, almost 20% of them did that same day. So it's worth money to be on the top half of the first page. How do we get to the top? So there's 2 ways. Let's talk about the first one. Pay Google. That's running Google AdWords, and we pay per click. So when someone Googles acupuncture Middleton, Wisconsin, that very top result, you see a little green ad. That means that business is paying Google every time someone clicks to their site. So this is one way to jump to the top. This is a nice alternative to 20th century media and advertising. If you think of a billboard, you're paying to reach everybody on the freeway. Think of a newspaper ad, everybody who's reading the newspaper. Radio ad, television ad, etc. You're paying for that whole audience, and maybe a fraction of that audience is interested in what you're selling. Versus Google AdWords, based on what people search, acupuncture, they're specifically looking for that. This is an ideal time to get right in front of them. So it's a much more targeted way to advertise. All right, let's talk about the sales funnel. Impressions is like this. When this shows up, if I don't click it, that's an impression. If I do click it, it's still an impression. It's basically someone did a search, your link came up, and that could be from a paid ad like this, could be the organic results below. We'll talk about that in a moment. But impressions is people just seeing a link to your site, they've got an option to click into your website and learn more. Clicks then, obviously, they're taken to your website. And then conversions is something they did on your website that you want them to do to get in touch with you or to become a customer. If you're running an e-commerce site, that's obviously a purchase. It could also be a form submission, a click-to-call action, something for a local business you want to think through. Once someone gets to the site, what is the clear thing they should do and what do we want to measure? So we're only paying for clicks. If we're getting impressions, that's great. But the clicks to the website are the only ones you pay for with Google AdWords. So that's a change from that old media, like a billboard. Whether you get any business from that or not, you're paying for those impressions. Versus now, you're getting someone inside your virtual store. You're seeing them, or they're seeing your website. So for each of those clicks, you pay. And then when you multiply that, that's the total ad spend based on people that actually came to your website. Once you know your ad spend and you've got a goal you're tracking to, that's your conversion. You can divide your ad spend by your conversion, and you know how much it costs per conversion. So if that's acquiring a new customer, that means they sign up for a service from us, they bought one of our products, you know what your customer cost of acquisition is. And that's important to know. So know your margins, know what each customer is worth to you and you'd be willing to spend. And if that number is lower, then this is profitable and you should probably crank up your AdWords spend. So let's go through an example. I run some AdWords, I get 1,000 impressions. I'm not paying for those, I'm paying for the clicks. I get 100 clicks, and I pay $1 for each one. And let's say I get one conversion out of that. So then it costs me $100 for that conversion. If I'm selling them a $500 service or something, and that's profitable for me, I should do that all day long, right? So what about other people? They're also interested in being on page one, right? How's that affecting the market here? So notice in lawyers in Madison, Wisconsin, we see an ad on the top, then we see a map result under that. And then way at the bottom on page one, we've got 3 more ads running. It's probably not what these law firms were thinking, is that if we pay to be in Google AdWords, we're going to be at the bottom of page 1. But it's definitely not what these lawyers are thinking. They are at the bottom of page 3. Again, they're only paying per click, but they're not really getting the AdWords exposure they were probably imagining when they decided to run Google AdWords ads. So how's that determined? How do we know who's on top of the first page, bottom of first page, all the way back, bottom of third page after 30 organic results and who knows how many ads? I've got a link here to the YouTube video where Google explains it, but notice on the left we've got ads, we've got the bids of what people are bidding per click, and we notice who shows up on top. It's not the person who bid the highest. There's other factors that go into ad rank, like the quality of your ad and the landing page. So Google wants to show quality results to their users, and basically if you've got a better ad, if it's including the keywords people search right in the ad, if when they go to the page you've got a specific landing page for them addressing exactly what they search for, you could have a higher ad rank and you could actually outrank the people who are spending even more to be there. Notice that the cost paid then on the right, that green one, they paid even more even though they're lower than the second person. The person who bid $2. Okay, how do I reduce this cost then? What am I paying per click and total costs, right? So let's talk about optimizing our Google AdWords ads. First thing is, for a local business owner, Google sort of drives you towards AdWords Express. It's easier to use. They just ask you what business you're in. They start running ads. But if you want to really dial in and take advantage of everything Google AdWords can do, you need the full suite. Even though it's more confusing, there's a learning curve up front. You should definitely be measuring conversions with your analytics. You want to set up a goal, a clear call to action. What is someone doing on site? And what are we capturing? What are we measuring? What's the whole goal behind this AdWords campaign? We want to regularly see what search terms we're showing up for. And if there's any clicks we're paying for we never want to pay for again, we should add those to the negative keyword list so that we're not paying for those clicks anymore. We only want to pay for good clicks. Another way to do that is get very specific with the modifier. So you can put a phrase in quotes, and then that phrase has to appear together in the search. There could be other words before or after it, but you know you've got that phrase in the middle. Anytime you have a plus sign before one of your words, that also means it's got to include this word. So if I always want a particular word in a phrase to show up in there, then we put a little plus before that. And then brackets is only show me this exact search. No words before it, nothing after it, nothing in between. This is a way to really target in. I want to show ads for these particular searches. Don't charge me for any other clicks. Talks about custom landing pages. Don't just set up Google AdWords and drive people to your homepage. you've got all kinds of information on your homepage. You might have multiple products, you've got testimonials, you've got pictures of your staff or something. If you've got different products and services, you take them right to a sales page for that product or service, and that's going to help potentially increase your ad rank because your quality score will be higher. Talks about clear call to action that ties in with those conversions up there. Have an idea of what they should do and then make it a nice big button. And don't just say submit form. Tell them, I'm ready to grow my business. I'm ready to learn more about this. So that when they're clicking it, they are motivated to click it and they know what they're getting, what sort of benefits they get for that. Another option is you should be running multiple ads anyway and seeing which ones are performing best. And you can really dial it in on this ad only runs for these keywords. So when those keywords show up, someone Googles it, your ad shows up, it's got those words right in it, and those words show in bold, and that can improve your ad rank as well. What if I don't want to pay for every single click? Is there another way to get on page one? How do we get to the top? 2 ways, like we were saying before. Number 2, we got to earn it. That's SEO, search engine optimization. So under that acupuncture ad, we see the organic results. We see those map results, those top 3 right there. And then we see we see 9 to 10 organic results under that. How do we get on those? All right, this is the same for AdWords and for SEO. You should research your keywords. You should see what people are searching every single month. You can get that data from the Google AdWords Keyword Planner. But the first thing you need to do is think through potential things people could be Googling, and you want to see kind of what volume and how much demand is there out there that we would like to capture. Then we optimize our website. We include that throughout our title tags, and if we've got particular services, products, phrases that are being searched, we might build entirely new pages on our website and target those to let Google and Bing know this is what our site's about. We also need to be mobile friendly. We need to be relatively fast. There's a good checklist there of here's all the things we need to be hitting, but we definitely want those target keywords in our title tags, in our headlines, in the first paragraph, in the names of our images, in the alt tags for our images, in our internal links. We're just going to be using those phrases throughout. It's okay to use synonyms. It's okay to mix up the word order. We want Google to definitely know this is what our page is about. For a local business, we need to list our business across the web. It's not just on our own website. It's off our website. That's why I call it off-site here. So your name, address, phone number, you standardize that puppy all the way across the web. Don't be saying LLC at the end of it. Don't use unit versus suite. You standardize name, address, phone number, and you list it on business directories across the web. Things like Yelp, Thumbtack, etc. Google My Business page, you need to claim this thing. You can tell Google, you should treat this like your second website because this is what shows up in that local pack with the map and the star ratings and the phone number. So you verify your Google My Business page. They send you a postcard and say, yep, I actually got it at this address. This is me. You make sure you're getting reviews on that, and you make sure you have good images up there, at least 5 to 10 good images, again, with your keywords in the file names. You should be blogging regularly, showing Google and Bing that this is a valuable website. You're making updates to it regularly. You're answering people's questions. It's a valuable website that's being refreshed on a regular basis. So you're writing for humans and for search engines when you blog. Tied to that, you want links from other websites. This is a whole other presentation unto itself, but you think through if you're a local business. Do I have partner organizations? Are there any charities I work with? Am I in a chamber of commerce? Do I guest blog anywhere? Any sort of partner you have, good outreach you can do is I want that little blue hyperlink and I want it to go to my page. And ideally even will include keywords in what's called the anchor text. That's the blue text. When you click it, it jumps you to another website. That's telling Google and Bing, hey, this other website, hopefully my website, is about this subject. If you optimize that can give you a lot of SEO juice, both for that link and for the information the link is passing. So maybe it doesn't just say getfoundmadison.com in the link. It might say online marketing company in Madison, Wisconsin. And then you click that, it would take you to my website. How do we know these are important? Google has over 200 ranking factors that they're going through. They crawl the web, they index it, and then when you put in a few words and hit enter, and they show you the results, they're looking at over 200 factors. SEO companies have studied what seem to be the important ones, and this is kind of how it's come out. So the farther from the center here, the more important it is. Notice links comes up big. GMB is Google My Business. Off-site local is those are those local directory listings, and then your website as well. So put the focus on link. Think in terms of link equity. How do I get SEO juice every single month? How can I be reaching out, getting links? What kind of content can I be creating on my own website that's valuable enough that other people will want to link to it? Another study, same idea on the left. You can see the heavy hitters of what were the factors that got people on page one. The Google My Business piece, the name, address, phone number consistency, on-page optimization for keywords, and then link signals, meaning links from other websites to mine. How do you know if you need SEO? A lot of people search for themselves online and they say, hey, look, I'm coming up. This is great. No problem. The problem is if you use Google Chrome, if you're using Gmail, if you're just using Google, Google knows your search history. They know you've been to your website before. They're going to serve it up and think this is a relevant result for you. You want to see what other people see. So you should clear out cookies, search history, etc. You do this in Chrome. You can do a file, new incognito window, Safari, new private window. Should be equivalents in Internet Explorer and Firefox as well. This gives you a better snapshot of someone coming in cold. They do a search. What do they see? And when you search, you don't include your brand name. You're acting like someone who's never heard of you. So Men's Haircut Madison, if I'm a hair salon and I do men's haircuts, I'm not putting my brand name in there. I'm just Googling this. And then I'm checking whether I'm in those top 5 spots where 2/3 of clicks happen. If I'm on the bottom half of page 1, if I'm on page 2 or worse, there's work to do. And notice this will be different for each phrase. I should also say those top 3 local results you see, those can vary based on your geolocation. So if you're searching from a smartphone, it's going to recommend salons closer to you. But it's also affected by these SEO factors. So these organic ranking factors we talked about play into that. So I'm working on all this stuff. How do I know it's doing any good? So here's a client of ours, went from page 2, now they're number 1 for weight training Madison. So this is a bit of a leading indicator in the sense of, all right, we've got the rankings now. Are we getting the traffic? Google Analytics will tell you this. This is sessions. This is number of people on site. So over time, you want to see that increasing. You've got more traffic, and you can also tell, are these people coming from new IP addresses? Are these new visitors who've never been to my website before? Am I getting new traffic to the website? That's a good way to know. You can also look at your top channels in Google Analytics and see what percent is coming from organic. You can also see what percent is coming from my Google AdWords, right? It's not enough to get people to your site, though. Are they doing what we want to do on site? Are they filling out that form? Are they buying? Are they hitting click to call? That's why you should set goals in Google Analytics and track to those. So for organic search, we can see we got this much traffic and we had over 6% conversion rate, and then we know how successful that is. Notice we can compare that to our paid search, direct people who go direct to our website, people who come from social media, and people who come from links from other websites. That's what referral should mean. Okay. Another piece to show in here is in your Google Search Console, you get a little bit of data into what clicks, where are they coming from. This is for our client we showed previously on page 1. So people are searching for the business name and it's coming up. That's called a branded search. That's valuable. You definitely want to show up when people search for your business, but you also want to be driving new business. So this is a gym down in Fitchburg. We want them to show up when people are searching gym. So it's good to see here. It's good to check Google Search Console and see what kind of searches are driving traffic in there. Okay, and when you are picking up those inbound calls, those walk-ins, you will know. You definitely want to ask people. Sometimes some of this needs to be offline. It's not all going to be in your Google Analytics. You should be asking where people are hearing from you. You should track that. Month over month, if you have that in a spreadsheet, you can say, how many people are finding us on Google? If you're comfortable with it, it's valuable to go another step and ask, what are you searching in Google? Use other people. Not everyone Googles the same way, so it's interesting to hear what search phrases they're using. There's no harm in asking just to see if they remember. For further resources, you can check out our blog. We have free online marketing tips there. Also on this YouTube channel, we talk through competitive analysis for local industries, such as hair salon, Madison, Wisconsin. What does it take to be on page 1? I'm Egan. Hope this is helpful, and perhaps I'll hear from you.